And now, Giants Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Giants Sports Talk Live here on a Thursday evening. Long game today with all the rain in Washington.
Indeed it is.
But the Giants were able to pull out a win, was able to win 3 in Washington. That's huge. So we're able to take 3 of 4, took 2 of 3 in Cincinnati. So they finished the road trip 5-2. That's pretty damn good. They didn't move much in the wild card position, but hey, they went. They did their business, which is good. We could get into the details of the game here shortly, but yeah, it was another if you want to say it, because they had to go to the to extras for the Giants to win that one. Man, they did not. This road trip, it seemed like every game was life and death struggle for the to win. So, but hey, they won. Is to continue moving forward. So we'll see what happens. What you think?
Well, first of all, Eric, you know it's going to be a bad show. You know it's going to be a bad show. When you sign in and you're ready to go, and we went live, and I'm like, what is going on? I can't get that. What is that? It's like a mosquito stuck to me. Dirty computer screen. So, sorry. Everybody's like, what are he doing? I was like, got to clean the computer screen once in a while. Today, boy, I was texting you early this morning. Are we going to have a game? We got it underway. Yeah. We were delayed. They started playing again. And then you could tell that the umpires just wanted to get it over with until 2 outs in the ninth. That little looper down left field, Eric. Did you hear the announcers on NBC Sports Bay Area?
Yeah, Fleming.
Don't believe it. I've never heard the announcers that quiet, that cynical, there was disappointment.
100%. What's up, kid? Trickster.
And you know what? You know the old term in baseball, Mudsville? It was at Mudsville. Did you see him trying to fix the field for the 10th inning?
That was incredible. That took about 20 minutes.
It was sloppy just to get the inning in, wasn't it?
They dropped so much of that dry material. Oh, my God.
Dry man. Something they call it. And did you see the guys that are running? And then the guy's like, whoa, stop. And the little kid runs back with the half bag. He runs back. It seemed like there was chaos and everything. Yeah. Nobody thought that game was going to the 10th inning, Eric, but the Giants were able to prevail, got the win, head home. Everybody be a little happier than expected because they took 3 out of 4.
That's huge. That's huge for the club. That's huge.
And here we are, 500 plus, as my name so aptly says. We're above 500, Eric. When was the last time you heard that?
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Not for long.
A couple of days ago. It was for one day.
Reverberate.
Yeah, it was for one day, but they're back up again. So we'll see what happens.
We've seen it in the last week, maybe 6-7 days. There's been at least twice we've seen breakfast baseball. We get up, we do our little show called Giant Sports Talk Live Morning Edition.
Except for today, it was afternoon.
Game time. What do you think of this Pacific Coast Zone and a game starting at 9:05 a.m.?
I'm used to it, man. I grew up on the West Coast my entire life. So
I moved here, and it's taken me a little bit of, or especially when you're in a fantasy league. And Bernice will say, put your fantasy league in? I'm like, it's only 1 o'clock. She's like, yeah, but there were like 9 afternoon games. I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the boat on this Western time zone quite a bit. But I've never missed the start of an 8 p.m. Pacific time zone start of Giants Baseball Sports Talk Live. Northern Lights Entertainment production sponsored by Lefties and Signatures for Soldiers. And Eric, I'm so hopped up on Pepsi, and I'm so excited about being above 500. Let's just jump into today's game.
Sounds good to me.
And now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
We got the box score up here. As you see, the final in 10 innings, it was the San Francisco Giants 9, Washington Nationals 5. But that doesn't tell the whole story. We'll get into it here shortly. We're going to have a discussion again again.
About pitching?
Over here. Again. I'm kind of messing with my mouse here. Over here.
I love when Eric's in the
again
mode. Yeah.
So,
it has been a topic of conversation
right
on many a platform lately, Eric, and rightly so. Yeah. Just when everybody says, oh, maybe he's back.
Said it the other day, man. It's like, hey, maybe he's getting it together. And then the last 2 games, man, he made a liar out of me. That's what he did. He made a liar out of me. All right, here we go. Fitzgearld was at the top of the lineup. Look at this. Fitzgearld and Ramos at the top of the lineup. I like it. I said that's what we need to see more of, and they went back to it in the 6th position yesterday, remember? And he didn't get no hits, had 2 strikeouts.
Yep.
He's in the leadoff, got 2 hits. I think he had 3 steals on the day, so he was wreaking some havoc. Mr. Tyler Fitzgearld had a good game today.
Still batting up there at 314, Eric, 2 for 5 today, a couple of runs scored. But again, it's the unpredictability of this management group. Fitzgearld was red hot up the top of the lineup. He was producing. We've said all along, we need somebody with speed. Top of the lineup, producing every day. And then one bad game, and they had him batting 7th or 8th, Eric. Now he's back up at the top and had a good day in the rain in Washington. But I'll never understand how I said to Bernice, and she actually chuckled. I said, I got to tell Eric, I'm truly of the belief that they walk into the manager's office early in the morning, getting ready for the game, and they put all the pieces of paper in the hat, and they draw names to pick this lineup.
That's what it seems like.
1st, 7th, 6th, 1st, 7th. I don't know. Every day, it's like you got to buy a scorecard to follow this club.
Right. It's a little bit weird. A little bit weird. We'll get more into that.
It's like playing, isn't it, though, Eric? Like we talk so often, you and I both have come to the table with the comment that we want to see the young guys. We want to see a routine with this organization. There's no routine in this lineup, Eric.
There's no reason why they can't put out the same lineup every single day. I understand they're platooning left or the corner infielders are platooning the first base, but damn, man, can we just have the same lineup day after day? Get something going, get something brewing. That's all I want to see. I'm tired of just, put out the best players every single day. That's all I ask. Ramos batting in the 2-hole. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He brought it today, Eric. Look, let's take a look at those numbers. Batting .288 in the season. What did he do today?
Yeah, guy had 1 hit. Unfortunately, had 2 strikeouts, but he did also have a walk. So, he got a hit. That's all that matters. He's out there getting a hit. So,
how about Michael Conforto? Michael's really tearing it up. Had a nice catch today, I believe, or it might have been a highlight. I'm not sure. At one point, I looked at the screen. It might have been a highlight. Anyway, he was 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He's batting .239. Not the greatest average, but he had slumped. Let's see if we can pick that up a little bit here in the home stretch.
Don't forget, he's also had 2 walks, 2 runs scored, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 walks. The guy has been playing some really good baseball. Remember, I said that a few days ago. I said, it looks like he's got his legs underneath of him. He's driving the ball better. He's having better at-bats. So maybe there's something to that. Maybe he's feeling, I guess, close as you can at this time of the year at 100%. So it's good to see that Conforto's out there producing.
Maybe when he was a kid. He liked playing in the rain, had rubber boots, and he'd play outside with the other kids.
Yeah, there you go.
He performed in the rain today. Then you've got your old friend Mark Chapman, who produced a little bit today, Eric.
Yeah, Matt Chapman did a decent job, except for the strikeouts. Again, this is who he is, man. He either goes out. He's easy. He's either out there killing the ball or he's striking out, man. That's who he is. It's so frustrating, man, because I hate that. I'd rather just see some consistency. Okay, I'm fine with driving the ball, but my goodness, man. He'll have one day, like you said, he'll have 3 strikeouts. The next day, he'll have 3 RBIs. It's really weird.
Or 3 home runs. Who knows?
Yeah, it's really strange. The man of the hour, Mark Canha. I have to eat a little crow here, but then again, it's one game. Had 4 hits on the day. Even though
we didn't see that coming, crew. We didn't see
which is weird though. I mean, he got on base 4 times, but he never scored 1 run. He did drive in 2, which is nice. That's a little bit weird.
Well, that all goes back to who's producing with runners in scoring position, Eric.
Yes.
And look at the bottom of our lineup again. Oh, well, not necessarily the bottom, but look who was following him.
Yeah.
You had Schmidt was 0 for 3, and Wade Jr. pinch hit. He didn't get a hit, but we'll talk more about that. Our middle to later stages of the lineup have been slumping for quite a while. It's the upper portion of the lineup you've had to lean on. Top 4, top 5.
Yep. There's a few
How'd
games
my buddy DH Encarnacion do today?
0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts.
But he scored a run, Eric.
Did score a run.
How'd he score that run, Eric?
And he also drew a walk. That's how he was able to score that run.
No,
walk,
see,
right?
that's a trick question. Nope. See, that's why you got to watch the game like you and I do. You just happen to forget, I know. That's why the box score doesn't. Don't you just hate it when guys don't watch the game? But then they try to dissect it. So Encarnacion, when you look at that line score, you would automatically say to your friends, well, he walked, so he got on base and he scored. No, he was the second base runner and scored the winning run.
That's right. I forgot he was the ghost runner. The stupid ass rule that I hate.
Run in the ball game. So you know what? He may have not gotten a hit, but he scored the game-winning run. I'll take it. We're above 500. Thank you very much, Encarnacion.
Oh, come on, Glenn. The only reason why he was on second base is because of a stupid-ass rule that freaking Manfred. He didn't get on second base because he got a hit. Come on, man. Come on. Don't do this to me, Glenn. Don't do this to me, Glenn.
It is so easy to get you going, Eric.
Oh, my God. You're killing me, man. But no.
Oh, well, I like cheering him on. He's a newcomer. I want to see him do good. 0 for 4, but he scored the game-winning run. He had an RBI. How did he get the RBI, Eric?
How did he get the RBI?
There. Now, you try to answer that one because I don't understand. So he was 0 for 4, but he had an RBI, and he had a walk. So was there a bases loaded walk?
Bases loaded walk. Had to be, right? Or something like that. Something
I watched
like that.
the game. I
can't remember.
Neither can I.
Let me look.
I'll look it up to carry on, Eric.
Encarnacion, it just says he's got 4. I don't know where it happened.
I will bring an answer. Carry on.
All right. Mike Yastrzemski had such a fantastic game yesterday. Today, not so much. 1 for 5, 3 strikeouts. He had a tough time. Schmidt went 0-4 again, man. That guy's he's having a tough time of it at second base. Really is. Second base, that needs to be addressed right now, right? Wisely hasn't been doing a whole lot. Estrada, for some reason, he's just having a down year. He's hurt right now. So I don't know what's going on. Wade came in for a pinch hit. He was 0-4. Wisely went 1-4. Reitz had 1 hit. Bailey had no hits.
Can I ask
altogether
you a question,
13
Eric?
hits? Go for it.
Eric, I need your expertise then. Oftentimes when I hear interviews with management, upper management, even players on the team, they talk about you got to let the young guys play, right? And play through it. And here, at what point do you pull the pin and maybe sit him for a couple of days, at least a couple of days, because he's just not producing here. We can look at it now. I think he's got 2 hits and about 36 at-bats, something similar to those numbers. But then you get a guy like our old pal, Luciano, who has a bad game, and then, we got to get him out of there for 2 weeks.
I think I know what they're doing.
Again, there's no philosophy to this. Eric.
Well, I think there's a difference right now.
At least 3 times a show, I'll say, something's pissing me off, Eric. And that's one thing that it's like, you got kids in class and, some kids can get away with things that others can't.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why they're sitting Luciano. And I don't think, to be honest with you, I think they should put Luciano in back at AAA just to get him the at-bats. Because right now they're in the run to try to make this wild card. So right now it's go time, and there is no time for finding out what you have in these young guys right at this point in time right now.
Hey, Carter, you're right. Lucy needs to be ahead of Schmidt and Wisely.
The problem is Luciano has no position to play. Schmidt and Wisely could play a second base.
Yeah, that's
Schmidt
true.
and Wisely could play a shortstop. They could go on the out. Well, Wisely could go on the outfield. They got a position that they can fill. Luciano, all he is right now is a bat. And right now his bat, quote unquote, isn't playing right now. So they're putting in guys that can actually put together some better at-bats. Again,
Okay, I'm rescinding my comment because he's not going to play DH ahead of Encarnacion.
right. Not right now. Encarnacion, I mean, arguably is playing better than Luciano right now.
I rescind that statement. Carry on, sir.
But you see what I'm saying, though? I think it's because they're going for that push.
Yeah.
So they're sacrificing, quote unquote, major league at bats for Luciano to have a guy in there who's a veteran in Mark Canha. I get it. I'm not happy about it, but I could probably understand why they're trying to do this. It's the same thing why they're doing Encarnacion as well, because he's producing more than Luciano is. Until Luciano could show that he's has a better bat than Encarnacion. And here's another thing: Encarnacion could also play the outfield as well. So there's guys ahead of Luciano because of their defensive ability. In addition, with they're batting better than Luciano currently. I think that's the reason why you're seeing Luciano riding the bench. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think even Melvin said it the other day that they can't sacrifice his at bats. And again, because they're trying to get in the wild card, they should have done this much earlier in the season, not when you're trying to chase a wild card.
Right. Okay, I understand, Eric, but it's just
yeah, it's frustrating. It's 100% frustrating.
Giants baseball, it is what it is.
Yep. We could get into pitching now. Harrison, he goes 4 2/3. I think he would have gone longer if it wasn't for the stupid rain delays. It was weird though. I thought maybe he could finish
after the rain delay though. The first rain delay.
Yeah, he came back because he went 4 2/3.
I saw an interview. He didn't expect that.
Yeah, it's because they had that rain delay in the third inning, and then he pitched 4 2/3. I don't know why they didn't let him get that third out. That was a little bit weird in that fifth inning because at least he could have got the win.
Did you think late in the game?
He wouldn't have not got
the win. Did you think late in the game there was a lot of we were delaying, then they were delaying, and then did you sense that the game was tied? And then they're making a pitching change. It was just every delay, and there were like the Giants will review the play. There were a lot of instances in the last inning or two of the ball game where they were just doing everything to get the rain. Rain can come it's tied again. Nobody wanted to lose that game late, Eric, because
that's what it seemed like.
You know what would happen if it rained? Somebody was losing. If it wasn't tied, somebody was walking away a winner. And I think it was kind of a stalemate, if you will.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if they would have called it if it wasn't tied up. I don't know. Yeah, weird.
Were you surprised they kept going in the rain? That looked heavy to me.
It was heavy, but they had to. They had to finish it.
Crazy.
You can't finish a game with the tie. It just doesn't work. What are you going to have a game at the season's end just to play 2 innings? Yeah, I kind of figured that they were going to do that.
I thought maybe they could have at the late stages there when that rain looked heavy and they were trying to get the field cleaned up and it was still raining. I thought, okay, well, you've got all day, Eric. You get all day to put the game in. Did you see how many people? I saw one kid down the left field line, Eric. And he had the, one of those bags they sell now. It's like the new trend. They got the bag, but you can see right through it. The kid had a bag of balls, and he caught another foul one out of the seats. There was no one down the line. The kids were picking foul balls like they were picking apples off a tree.
Yeah, why not, man?
There was nobody out there.
A bumper crop of foul balls today, man.
Well, there was nobody in the seats. You had nobody to battle against. So
yeah,
there's
exactly.
Like 3 little guys about 10 years old. They were running around. Got another one.
Nice.
It was, I don't know how many tickets. And Bernice thought, well, maybe they're all hiding up in the concession area because it was raining, but it did not look like they sold many tickets to that one. I don't know if you, on our box score, get a attendance record for that game. It didn't look like many were there.
Yeah, we could get it. It's going to be paid. It's not going to be how many people showed up. That's the only thing. But Harrison will get 4 2/3. And then again, the bullpen used and abused again. Jelly went only 1/3, so that's not so bad. Hicks went an inning. Miller went an inning. Walker went an inning. Doval went an inning, but we're going to talk about Mr. Camilo Doval. And then Tyler Rogers comes in with, no, it wasn't a save because it was by 4 runs, wasn't it? Right? 4 runs? Something like that? Yeah, 4 runs. So, and he had to come in and shut the game down.
Yeah.
God. I guess we got to get right into here. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. What was the
paid
attendance? 12,000.
12,000. I don't even think there was 12.
Wasn't. No, there wasn't even. Good point.
I did find how that RBI came to play today, Eric. The Giants' first run of the game. The bases were loaded and Encarnacion walked.
That's what it was. A weight bases loaded walk. That's what I figured.
And then Yastrzemski struck out with the bases loaded.
Oh, by the way, the Giants were 5 for 21
Again.
with runners in scoring position. They still scored 9 runs. 5 for 21. Woo.
Is there somewhere where we can find the stat that levels out which teams are the best for that stat and the worst? Because we got to be down the bottom.
You know what it must be? I think it's wins created, runs created, something like that. Yeah, there's something out there that shows it in some kind of statistical way.
Kyle agrees with me.
Yeah, there wasn't very many people. What's up, Bogzer? Good to see you. By the way, thank you, chat. I see you guys all in there. I see Kyle. I see Ed. I see Carter. Robert DeVille's out there. Bogzer is in there. Rob C. Fotsy is in the house. Spencer, of course, is out there. Gonzo is out there. Mark Katna. Good to see you, man.
More Katna's back. All right.
G. Martinez. And, of course, Eddie and Lethal. Appreciate you guys.
I like Kyle's comment a lot. 10,400. John Miller said when the game resumed, it looks like there's 135 on hand here, Bill.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Doval. We talked about him yesterday. Got the bases loaded. Only had 1 out. He was able to get that double play. And he was able to get out of it without any runs scoring. He looked pretty bad yesterday. Comes out today. Looks awful. Gives up the 3-run home run on the second. There was 2 outs. 2 strikes. All he had to do is get either 1 more strike or get a out somehow. Game would have been over. But unfortunately, Nationals get the bat on the ball, hit a 3-run home run to left field to tie the game at 5-5. That was just something's got to be done.
But Eric, you know what? I don't want to blame the weather conditions. Don't want to put blame on.
There was weather. The weather was a
home run. But Ruiz took the walk. But then James Wood, he hit into what looked like a sure double play, and there was a fumble at second. It looked like they were lucky to get 1 out on the play.
Yep.
So that left, you know what, when you give teams opportunities, an extra out in an inning, this is what happens. Then Blankenhorn hit for Harold Ramirez. He walked. So runners at first and second. Then Vargas lined out. You thought, all right, 2 outs, first and second. Now, things are okay until Luis Garcia. And that home run was the most lazy, softly hit a home run I may have ever seen, Eric. It was off the bat at like 89 miles an hour, and it was like a loop.
Just carried it. He put
him in the box. Did you see him in the box opposite field? He just kind of, oh, Jesus, might be fair. It might go. And he started running.
Yep. Yeah, it was incredible. That's baseball, though, man. That's baseball.
And then they were able to get Jacob Young to fly out. There was nobody on base, obviously, at that point, but we gave up that 3-run home run. You know, Eric, watching the Giants on a daily basis, certain players, certain teams, your spidey senses started tingling. You're like, this could go south in a hurry. Mm-hmm. And it did. And to be able to hit one out in the rain like that,
with a wet ball and a wet bat.
Yes.
I mean, it was just.
And the rain's supposed to knock that thing down. It had no wind current with the rain. And geez, it just like, oh my God, it might go. It did go. What the hell? And then we were able to win it. So I'm not going to complain too much. We did win, but there is time to start talking, Eric. Time to start talking about, okay, what are we doing? Are we going to ride the train all the way to September on the back of Doval in the 9th? Or are we looking at maybe making some changes? Because the Giants, as an organization, have proven, Eric, they're not afraid to move the batting order or get guys in and get guys out. Well, what about the bullpen? What about the closing role? Is it time, Eric, for a change?
You made a good point there, Glenn. If they could finagle the lineup so much, maybe they need to do something to bullpen. You know what? And maybe lower the temperature for Doval for a while. Let him get some more work in. Maybe that needs to happen. I don't know. But I don't know if I want him in these high leverage situations,
No.
such as being a closer. Maybe bring him into the 7th or 8th inning or something. I don't know. Just so he can maybe work on some things and not have to worry about having the game on the line, so to speak. I mean, don't get me wrong. You still could lose the game in the 7th and 8th inning. That is possible. But I don't know, man. There's something going on, and they need to address it. Because if you're wanting to win games, you can't afford to be giving up runs like this, especially when you start getting into September, when you're going to be facing where the competition is going to be a lot more fierce than it is here going to be in August.
Exactly, Eric. They can address issues in every other position with every other player that is on the roster. But how many times are you going to keep going to the well in this situation and making excuses? Now, I did come up with my own philosophy, Eric. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Now, I was thinking today, what could we do? And I came up with the perfect idea. You're going to think I'm the genius I really am, Eric.
Let's hear it.
There's a guy available right now whose record is immaculate in the bullpen, and he's available right now. You ready?
Let's hear it. Glenn.
I'm only kidding, but
I know. I kind of figured that. But you know what? Can't hurt, right? He can swing a bat too.
Let Pablo pitch. I decided to break this one out of the closet for the show tonight, Eric.
That was great, though. When he was pitching,
they couldn't touch the guy.
That guy was something. He was acting like he was acting like he was a freaking ace too, man. That was pretty funny. That was actually pretty damn funny.
Well, how many times have I told you on the show? And it's something that irks me. The guys are going to get sick of me saying it, but this freaking walk-up music and light shows and here comes Tonto from the bullpen riding in on his stallion. He's going to save the day, and it's Doval only to go.
Yeah, I know.
You know, when you've got walk-up music and you've got that kind of,
you better be lights out.
You better be bringing it.
You know,
and he's not. So don't give me this crap light show and music. When, you know, and Eric, I can see a guy having a bad game. Doval just doesn't have a bad game.
Yeah, he's almost got a 5 ERA, Glenn. Almost a 5 ERA.
See, Fassi?
Now.
Agrees with me.
Yeah, I think he only did that. I think it was one of the games, and then in Washington, he had that 1-2-3. And then the next day, it was yesterday, and it was just runners all over the place and almost losing it. It was close. It was close yesterday. It was close today, and the Giants were able to overcome. But Giants go 5-2 on this road trip. If the Giants are going to make a move, this is the teams that you got to make the move against.
Yeah.
They got 3 games in Washington. They got 2 games in Cincinnati. That's pretty damn good. 5-2 road trip. Honestly, this is their most successful road trip that they've had in quite a long time.
They, you know what? The bats, guys are bringing the bats, Eric. And if you missed the game, and like I mentioned to Eric during if you're trying to follow this game, you're trying to dissect this game by simply looking at the box score, you have no idea what transpired today.
The chat father. That's pretty good. The chat father has arrived.
Eric, you think Doval had a sketchy game? Sketchy.
Yeah.
I like that. You're killing me. That is a good one. Good. You think Doval
sounds like Doval had a sketchy game. Man,
way to go. Way to go. The chat is on fire tonight.
Yes. You guys are always bringing it.
Yeah. Hey, senior. And Carter, you mentioned earlier, is in the house.
Giants are on their way home, right? And now they got an evening game tomorrow starting against Detroit, correct?
I don't think I'm going to that game, Eric. I'm not sure yet.
No? Not going to go?
Bernice enticed me with a trip to Outback Steakhouse, and that may win. Ooh. Because you know what happens? We're on this Eastern road trip. I never get to go out and feed the tapeworm. So tomorrow night, May hit the steakhouse for a couple of big ribeyes.
Oh, man. Whew.
And cold refreshment. I might nap for the first what? Bernice, first 45 minutes of the show? Or
Yeah.
Bernice says, see you tomorrow. Eric could be on his own. You know, I'm like George Costanza. I got to loosen the old belt and have a nap after my meal. But I'm not sure, but we're playing Detroit. I am going to go on the weekend. There's a couple of what do we got for giveaways this weekend? Yoda hat on Sunday.
That looked like the most ridiculous hat I've ever seen in my life.
And the 2014 reunion day.
Oh, that's right. The 24th. That'll be fun.
You get a shirt. So I'm eligible because of my season tickets to get both.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know about that Yoda hat. That looks pretty awful. Looks pretty damn awful.
You ever notice? You know,
it looks more like Shrek than it does Yoda. Oh my God.
You ever notice, Eric, when it's the bad, they never have the good giveaways when you're playing the Yankees, do they?
No.
It's like
because the game sells itself.
You listen to KMBR. The Detroit Tigers are coming to town. Be one of the first 15,000 and get your free. And it's the best whatever of the year. I'm like, yeah, because it's the Tigers in town.
Because it's the Tigers, yeah. Because, Yankees.
How can we rope them in?
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees are going to, that just right there sells tickets right there just because the Yankees are showing up.
Oh, I haven't did I tell Bernice? Bernice, are you aware I have a date Saturday?
No. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I got my date with Robert Doval.
Ooh.
Robert and I are going to hook up at the game. And don't forget, if you're going to be at Oracle Park and you want to meet Eric or myself, let us know. We're in attendance at quite a few games when they are playing at home, and you can join us. Talk some baseball, get some photos, get your pics up on our show. I'm looking forward to seeing Robert, hopefully just before. Well, I'm there about there at least an hour before the game, and I think Robert and I are going to hook up at the big Coke bottle out in left field. So hopefully we will be able to see each other. Robert, looking forward to that. And Carter, he got his Jung-Hoo Lee bobblehead at the Rockies game, and he got him. He got a Mickey Mouse hat at the. Hey, Pete, you want to bring me over my Mickey Mouse hat? Eric didn't see it.
Oh,
Eric.
Gosh.
Eric. Well, you asked about it on last night's show, Eric.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I've got the professional model hat. I paid some good coin for this, but then the Giants were gracious enough to say, hey, you want a hat? We'll give you a hat. Wait till you see this. Oh, this is, and the funny thing is, the ears went limp. So no jokes from the peanut gallery. All right.
Fair enough. I mean, come on. It
isn't Mickey on Viagra by any stretch when you see this thing. All right. Eric. I got to go I got to go into the change room. I'll be right
back. All right. Oh, brother. All right. What do we got? Robert DeVille says, here, question for everyone coming under the Rebels. Let's say you think they will have. Oh my. Go back in the change room. Change that.
Is it only in San Francisco?
Take that thing off, Glenn. Take it off. Do you think they will have a full team batting practice tomorrow? Optional. Ooh, good question. Might be optional, being that they're probably not gonna get in till very late. So. We'll see. Who knows, man? Who knows? Luke Jackson and Solera have been awful with Atlanta so far. This means that they'll get hot for a series, right? You never know, man, because they're coming in right after the Detroit Tigers show up. Should be interesting. Let's take a look at what the rest of the league was doing today. How about that?
Do it.
And now, a Giant Sports Talk Live scoreboard update.
All right, here we go. Let me refresh this, make sure it's up to date. Right off the top, bottom of the 8th in Seattle, Tigers winning over the Mariners 3-1. Still got some baseball left. Mariners got 2 more half innings to go to try to come from behind. We'll see.
Bryce Harper, 3 for 4 tonight so far, and that game's still going, Eric. They're in the 7th inning. Phillies are batting. Nick Castellanos is batting right now. 5-3. Phillies lead the Diamondbacks. And you know what? Phillies have been up and down. Just had a nice series against the Dodgers, Eric.
They did.
And I'll take a Phillies win tonight. I'll take a Phillies series victory.
Yeah, exactly. You'll take a silly because the Diamondbacks are ahead of you. Absolutely.
Because now we are scoreboard watching, my friends.
Yes, this is the time to start scoreboard watching, right?
Eric and I have debated, is it a good thing having more teams in the playoffs? And
nope.
We've debated both sides of it, but at least I like getting to scoreboard watch this early in the season when many of these teams, they're getting ready for next year. At least gives us something to talk about. A little excitement, Eric.
Yep. Again, Phillies are leading over the Diamondbacks. Still got some time left for the Diamondbacks. See what they do.
And we've already talked about the Giants and Nationals, so let's move on down.
Woo! Wow. Brewers putting a shellacking on the – what is going on with the Braves, guys? The Braves they're floundering. They are floundering. I think this is their 5th loss in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Brewers
floundering?
6
floundering. The fish out of water there?
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Yep.
Floundering.
16-7, man. That looks like a football score. What is going on?
Oh, you know why, Eric? You know why they didn't get Atlanta scored 7 runs, but you know why they didn't win? They benched Soler today. He didn't play.
Oh, interesting.
Ramon Laureano was in right. In center field was Eli White, whoever that is. And in left field, Adam Doval. So there's your outfield today. And Ozuna.
Wow.
So he sat for the first time. He'd been playing the outfield. And the player named Jackson Chourio?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Jackson Chourio was 3 for 5. 4 batted in, scored 3 runs of his own thanks to his pair, 2 home runs.
Dos, yes. And Dan, look at that. Padres pull out another win against the Pirates. They're still on their winning ways. Beat the Pirates 7-6.
One of the things I've noticed about the Padres as of late, Eric, they're getting hot. It's because everybody is contributing. The big bat today was David Peralta. It was 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs, and he as well went deep in that game.
There you go. And, of course, Manny Machado, there's the highlight there, cracks a 2-run home run to open the scoring. Look at that. So Padres win in Pittsburgh.
Today in Colorado, the New York Mets all over the Rockies. I'm not really surprised at that outcome. Eric, 9-1 the final score as Pete Alonso, the polar bear. He was 3 for 5, scored 3 runs, had 3 RBIs, and he as well. Deuce.
Yes,
2
he did.
Home runs.
Yes, he did.
The Reds. You're cheating. It's right there on the screen. See,
of course it is. I'm looking right at it, man. I'm looking right at it.
I'm smarter than Eric. I did some homework, and he's like, yeah, it's right here. 2 home runs.
I'm looking right at it, man. It's right in front of my face.
Give me the 2 sign, and I'm like, geez. Head to Miami, Eric.
Yeah, look at that. Reds are back in the winning, whatever. Yeah, they're winning. Beat the Marlins 10-4. Again, that's a team that's chasing the Giants, but the Giants won today, so there was no gaining of the Reds on the Giants. So yeah, interesting.
The Angels, they posted the 9-4 win over the New York Yankees today.
Wow.
A lot of bats contributed today. Who's Nolan Schanuel?
Schanuel. He was their first round pick, I think, last year. And he actually he entered the majors the same year that he was drafted. It's crazy.
See, now you and I talk baseball a lot. Big Giants fans, obviously. Giants Sports Talk Live. I don't even know who this kid is. But anyway, he went 3 for 5. Eric had a couple of RBIs. Oh, how you see it in the hey, look, he went a solo home run.
Yes, he did. Geez. And then in Toronto, Blue Jays beat the Orioles 7-6.
See how Vladdy's gotten?
Oh. Yes, he is on a tear right now.
Since the All-Star break.
Yes. So, yes, we got the Blue Jays over the Orioles. I think that was Gausman that pitched that game, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, I think it was Gausman.
Today yes. It was Kevin Gausman got the win. He went 8 innings, and gave up only 3 hits today and a couple of runs.
Nice. Holy crap. Starting to pitch really well. And then the last one.
See, then when you apparently didn't, he wasn't, as far as pitch count, he threw 100 pitches and he gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. So what do? They go to the bullpen.
Yep.
And then remember I told you they traded away all their pitchers? That's why we see a lot of pitchers in Toronto now I'd never heard of either. Zach Pop came in to close the game. He gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. And then getting the save, they went to the bullpen again. Chad Green came in. He gave up 2 hits, but he did get an out. And he gave up a run as well. So that game looked to be in full control under Gausman and his win today. But it finished 7-6. So all the credit goes out to the Orioles. They were down late. Didn't give up, Eric.
Look at that. And of course, you got the Cardinals, a team that is ahead of the Giants. They lose.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day for the Giants.
Yep.
Good day for the Giants. I see Mike out there. Mike, I know where you got that from, Mike. I'm not going to say nothing, but I know where you got that from. It's all good, though. But it is an excellent comment. Yes, it is an excellent comment that you do have to have some vets, but the Giants do already have vets on their lineup. The only issue I have is, I wanted to see some of the young guys, but I understand you're in the playoff run. You need veteran bats, I guess. The only issue I have is Mark Canha the right choice? Sure, he had a great game. He had 4 hits. Not gonna sit there and say that was a bad thing. That was great. But is he going to be able to contribute for the rest of the year? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, that about closes it. Rays 6-4 over the Cardinals today.
Yes. And that was the out-of-town scoreboard.
Carter says, I don't think it's about Mark. It's more about who could play ahead of Mark.
Yeah. That's a good point.
We talked about for 2 days here, isn't it?
That's a good point.
Life
insurance.
Says,
yes.
Alive say you went to it as well.
Yep.
God,
absolutely.
He's not the savior.
He's not. Come on. He's just the guy. I will always say that. Look, am I glad he's contributing? Yes, I am. Absolutely. Because that's what you want to see. You want to see some people contribute. But is that going to be the quote unquote the piece that puts the Giants over the hump to make a playoff run? No, it's not. You're going to have some of these other guys produce. Guys like Conforto, guys like Wade, guys like Chapman. You got to have these guys going out there and producing.
And a guy who contributes nicely to our chat, that is Alive Insurance, because he also chimed in. Giants have too many vets.
Correct, and that's what I was alluding to. Giants have a lot of vets on their roster. Granted, they got rid of Soler, who was a vet. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's at this point of the broadcast, Eric, I like to remind everybody that tonight's show is brought to you by Lefties in Burlingame for all your memorabilia, cards and autographs and jerseys and anything you can collect that has to do with your beloved San Francisco Giants. You can pay them a visit in Burlingame. And coming up on the 18th of the month, if they got a great evening in store. Because here's what they got, Eric. You already know, but maybe we got some fresh faces in here. Lefties will welcome the rising star, Tyler Fitzgearld. He'll be in for an autograph session, a meet and greet. You can have your photo taken with Tyler. Tickets available now online or at their store in Burlingame. You want to give Jim a call at 650-697-2274 to get all the details and let him know you heard it on Giants Sports Talk Live. You can also send him a message, jim@leftiessportscards.com. If you can't make it for that one, maybe you're a fan of the olden days, Eric. They got another good one coming up on August 31st. It's a Saturday evening. So if Sunday, getting out and about maybe isn't your thing, Saturday at 11 a.m., August 31st at 1859 El Camino Real, you can visit Lefties and visit Dusty Baker.
Yeah, there you go. That would
be Signatures for Soldiers, near and dear to your heart. Another sponsor, Eric.
Yep, absolutely. You got to love Signatures for Soldiers, put together by Tim Verigi. I knew I was gonna.
Yeah, his name's Tim.
Tim. Yeah, Tim V. We'll go. Tim V. Has a great organization. Helps out the disabled vets, also vets who are homeless. So it's a great organization. He helps donate his funds that he generates by selling collectibles, signed collectibles, we should say.
Yeah.
And he puts his money towards veteran services that can help these unfortunate vets, which is a great.
And if you'd like to contribute to Signatures for Soldiers, we can give you more details if you ask about that program, or if you'd like to make a donation. Eric and I are going to make a donation, and if you'd like to help contribute to Signatures for Soldiers, if you've got anything that's autographed, they'll take that for part of their promotional and fundraising. Or in my case, I'm going to make a financial contribution. You can too. If you'd like to, let us know in the chat, and we'll give you details how you can do that.
Hey, look at this.
I think Will B is as well. Will B is going to contribute.
I think so. Mike put this. I think I saw Robert talk about this earlier in the chat too. Robert Doval. Spencer Howard is evidently back with the Giants organization and is listed on the Sacramento's roster tonight. He appeared briefly with the club early in the year before being traded to the Guardians. Remember that? Remember Spencer Howard was doing a fantastic job. All of a sudden, he gets let go, sent to the Guardians. Now he's back with the Giants.
I sort of least expected, but
what the hell, man? This is this is the whole
the storyline.
Yeah, this is the storyline of Mr. Farhan Zaidi.
Yeah.
Mike says, honestly, the home run wasn't a bad pitch. No, it wasn't. It was up in the zone. The hitter just went out and got it, man. But that's why you can't walk two batters in the 9th inning. Well, to 10th inning. Yes, that is correct, Mike. That's why you can't get guys on base, because something like that can happen.
Hey, you want a couple of fun facts from around Major League Baseball?
Let's hear it.
We've got our ear to the rumor mills. Well, you knew the Chicago White Sox, they fired their manager today, Eric.
They did.
Oh, he's gone.
Finally. Nice.
Well, when you drop a 1-game losing streak, Eric.
Yeah. It wasn't the 21 before it.
No.
It was the one after you win.
So he's out, but now a top Major League Baseball insider believes the Atlanta Braves could be looking for a new manager by the end of the season.
Really? They're going to get rid of Snicker?
That is the rumor that's going around Major League Baseball right now. And may I say that I have said in the past that, the manager can only work with the horses he's got. The Atlanta Braves, remember we talked last night, Eric, about all of the guys who were no other team has been hit by injuries as bad as the Braves, probably in the last decade. And they're trying to piece it together down the stretch. They lost like cream of the crop talent.
They did.
When you're talking about firing the manager,
there must be something else.
Scapegoat, because that's all it would be, is some kind of scapegoat or an excuse to make it a change.
Yeah, or maybe there's something else we just don't know, because we don't follow.
Matt,
I think, is Matt in the chat? I know Matt follows the Atlanta Braves. Maybe he has a little bit of insight on what's going down there in Atlanta.
I'd love some. Love to know what's going on there, Eric. But I thought that jumped out in that story when they announced that the White Sox had fired their manager and the Braves might be getting ready to fire theirs. I was like, geez,
wow.
He's done a great job over the past.
I know. Hey, give me 1 minute, Glenn. I'll be right back.
Eric has disappeared, and he must be going for a snack, going to refuel. It's been a great start to the show. We've got some great takes coming in here, and I appreciate everybody who has joined us on the chat tonight. Some familiar faces, some newcomers as well. If you've got a hot take, send it in to us. We would love to hear from you. Coming up later in the show. Oh, I got some dandies for Eric. Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
We were just talking about you, Eric. So, no, I was just gonna say that coming up later on in the show, we got a good heap and helping of members in our chat tonight. A lot of familiar faces. Babe Rock is in tonight. You said hi to more Katna.
Yep, Hope's out there. I see Fossey. Mike has joined. Yep. So,
our stable of friends continues to grow. It's like a family reunion every night, Eric, isn't it?
That's pretty good. A family reunion every night. I like that. That's
and every night we're going to take a look at my hot pickups, not takeaways, my hot pickups. I got some cards that came in the mail today, Eric. We'll take a look at those next hour on the show. We'll also be taking a look at the wild card standings. And unless it's too early, Eric, would you like to dive into that now?
Let's
Get
do
it out
that.
of the way.
Hey,
Give us more to talk about.
Let's take a look at it. Why not? Since all the teams that have played that would affect the Giants, here we go, has been played. Let's see.
And Fossey,
there it is.
Fossey, I was only kidding. All right, I was only kidding.
Look at that.
Wearing my shirt. All right, Eric. What we got here now? I think that we picked up a half a game today.
Picked up a half a game. Giants went 5-2 on the road trip, and they were only able to gain a game and a half. This tells you
that's what you're up against when you're up against.
That's what you're up against. Yep, that's what happens. The one weakness out of these 9 teams who are going to be involved in this, Atlanta Braves, they were at the number 1 wild card. They have fallen completely out of it. They have now lost 5.
Well, I wouldn't say they've fallen completely out of it, Eric.
What I mean is,
behind
with that losing streak, that's pretty. Weren't they leading the NL East at one time? Maybe not. I think they were second in the NL East, to be honest with you.
Hey, before we go any further, Eric, you don't mind if Fossey joins us in a few minutes after we do our
let's do it.
You send Fossey over the link. He wants to come in, and we'll do that for you, Fossey. Right now, Eric's at the controls. We take turns. Who runs the, who's behind the curtain over here, pulling all these.
Yeah, I tell
you. Tonight it's Eric. He's got all the bells and whistles over there. So you got him. You got that sent in now.
It's out there. So
all right, there you go, Fossey. We look forward to you. Join us in about 5-10 minutes time. We look forward to it.
But sitting at the number 1 position, the San Diego Padres, sitting at 2+2.5. They've won 5 in a row. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks right behind them with 2 games.
Yeah.
Up. And then you got the New York Mets in the 3rd position. So there you go. That is the updated as far as wild card considerations. You got the Atlanta Braves, who are half a game out. You got St. Louis Cardinals, who are 2.5 out. The Giants, who are now 3 out. Pittsburgh Pirates are only 4.5. Cubs are only 5. Cincinnati's only 5. So it's going to be interesting to see what
Washington
happens.
Dropped, thanks to the Giants, of course. But look at Washington now. They are.
Yeah, these 3 teams we can pretty much. Pretty much done, right?
Right.
Pretty much.
The Reds look like that kid who fell down the top hat in Lidsville. Down, down, down. That goes way back. It's over your head, Eric.
Over my head. Have no idea.
San Diego won today.
San Diego won.
And the Mets
Arizona
won.
Yep. Arizona
lost. Pittsburgh lost. The Mets, as you say, won. So, again, I think Eric just mentioned it a few minutes ago. I was kind of sidetracked. Didn't you just say, Eric, that, we win this series? We substantially win this road trip, and we're only picking up, half a game here, half a game. But we're only 3 out, Eric. Only 3. Is something magical about to happen, Eric? We're going into a nice homestand, and we ain't playing the heavies yet, Eric.
Yes, that's the thing. If the Giants are going to make a run, they're going to have to do it here in August, because September is going to be really tough.
Detroit for 3, Atlanta for 4, Oakland over at the Coliseum for 2, as good as a homestand is, in my opinion, Eric. And then 3 against the White Sox. So there you got 3, 6, 8, 12 games. How many of those 12 can we win, Eric? And I hope you don't mind me calling those 2 games in Oakland part of the homestand, because you'd be sleeping in your own bed. Who cares if it's in Oakland? It's a team they should beat. Should sweep. Come on.
They're not going to sweep
White Sox.
If they sweep them, that would be something, because the A's always play the Giants stuff. Look, they were in Oracle Park and they split.
Oh, I say take ice. Okay, let's start with this weekend. Detroit for 3. Take 2 out of 3, Eric. When do we face Skubal? Are we going to face Skubal in the series?
No, it sounds like we're not going to face Skubal.
Eric, then we sweep Detroit.
You think so?
I'm
Come
not
on. You got to be careful. You got it. That's what I'm saying. You don't know with this team, man. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Should they win 2 of 3? Yes, they should win 2 of 3.
Well, we're 500 plus for now, Eric, and we have a chance to gain on the pack with the Detroit series. And then it may not seem like it, Eric, this month's schedule. These 4 against Atlanta, very crucial.
That is going to be crucial. Can they win the series?
Because they're just as crucial for the Atlanta Braves. They're going to come in here. They know they can't keep losing.
They can't keep losing. Their backs are going to be against the wall.
There's going to be some hungry teams facing each other, Eric.
Yeah, could be.
This is again why I like having this extra team or two in the wild card hunt. This is to me, Eric. This is exciting.
You know what I say about that third wild card? You still can get excited, but that third wild card, I don't dilute it, man. I don't want to see an almost 500 team.
Oh, neither do Eric. I see your side of it. I understand what you're saying, but it's still. Carter, is he crazy or what? Whose side are you on here, Carter? Pick sides. Put me on the spot now.
Put me on the spot. I think the wild card, the third one, it's all right, but I'm not.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's okay. I'm not entirely. I'm
not a fan,
it, but
not a fan.
Yeah.
Listen to Carter.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I see you tied. Do you notice, Eric, that he tidied up his room a bit?
There you go.
I see you got a nice background. Everything's changed in the landscape of things.
No, there you go. Yeah,
he's good to go. He's good to go. But
what are you bringing tonight?
Oh.
What are you bringing tonight?
I think I want to bring one thing that every single one of the losses that we have had, like those little losses, the ones that we've had, they really did matter. Okay, we lost 2 to the Angels. That's huge. 2 to like the who else did we? The Blue Jays. We lost to the Blue Jays twice, and then we lost to the Rockies to start the second half twice. So if you take that away from the 58 losses that we have, we would be 6 up of. We would have 65 wins and 51 losses. That would be putting us just behind the Dodgers for the division. We'd be in the same predicament as all of the NL West, and it's just knowing that it's like. It's really impressive to know how badly this team is just underachieving. It is truly impressive. I don't know how else to say that, but it's impressive.
That's the thing is the beginning themselves such a hole to try to out of it. It takes it's already tough enough to try to make the playoffs, but when you climb out of a hole that you dug, it makes it that much more difficult, man. I don't know, man. It's not impossible. I'm not going to say it's not impossible, but boy, they have really created a situation where it's going to make it difficult.
No, it will.
And again, that's why I don't like that third wild card. Don't like it, man. At the most, too.
Yeah, there you go. It will be like we will have to start basically. We can't. Okay, I think I said this to myself when I was looking at the rest of the schedule for this year. We basically can't lose a single series. I don't think because there's basically no margin for error.
There isn't. Right.
We cannot we can't be swept. We can't split a series. We can't lose a series. There's no margin for error, and especially when we're going to play the Diamondbacks and the Padres and any number of good teams down the stretch. It's that we can't lose. We basically cannot underachieve at all from here on out. There's nothing. If we lose to, I'm going to say this, if we lose to the White Sox once, we are a disgrace to baseball in every sense of the word. If we did that, I might just stop watching, because if we're losing to a historically bad team, then
that can't happen. Look, granted, you just want to win the series, right? That's good. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take a look at the schedule. Where will the Giants be if they win each series? Where will their wins be at the end of August, I should say? Are they going to be in? I mean, it should be pretty good, I would think. But again, you got to have teams ahead of them that are also losing if they want to make a move.
Yeah,
it's gonna require a couple of things happening. The Giants, all they can do is their part. That's it. You can't rely on what other teams do.
Yeah, at this point, the great part about this is, thankfully, we do play the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Thankfully, and that gives us some control, but we don't control our own destiny right now. No. And at this point, it's just going to be like we have to put our head down and work. and just hope that things will turn out the way that they do. And
Absolutely.
and Glenn said you didn't ever see Moneyball, right?
Never seen Moneyball.
Okay. So there's like this I can't remember what he said. There was like this random saying in the middle of
You're muted,
the song. Glenn, you know the song at the very end of Moneyball.
Oh, you're muted, Dan, or you're muted, Glenn. My bad. My bad.
Oh.
Don't you ever
It's a
say
slip of
that.
the.
Yeah. But yeah, Glenn.
Oops, my bad.
Is
I
it
was
the
gonna
one?
say,
You mean the
you-
one that the daughter
It's a
wrote?
song.
yeah, there you go. At this point,
Yeah.
I think all we can do is just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
We just gotta see how this goes because
Eric, I keep
What's up,
telling
Rob?
Eric. Carter, I keep telling, I'll text him during the day. I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing, not much going on. I'm like, put on Moneyball. He's like,
it's a great movie.
I'll get around to it.
Absolutely
I've watched
fantastic
it.
movie.
You know, I saw that movie, Eric, in the theater 6 times.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was captivated by that.
6 times.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I've
Look
done
at
that
Eric.
before with some movies. But
Oh, I thought it was one of the greatest baseball movies. I like the one about the. Have you seen the one about the Black Sox scandal?
I've not seen that, but I've
Really
8
good
men
one,
out.
too. Yeah, what a
oh
great movie. But yeah, the Moneyball movie was fantastic. Eric, you don't know what you're missing.
it's so good. I would
I'm
recommend
sure
it
it
to
is.
anybody.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
And I don't know if
I
Carter
stick,
knows,
with when
I
we're
drop
talking.
little quotes from that movie all the time. Like when we
There you
were
go.
talking with I go, Eric, that's not how we do it in Cleveland. That was remember that scene, Carter?
No, that was an awesome scene. I love that scene.
They're in the Cleveland Indians like war room, and it's Billy Bean, and
Talking
like
to-
Cleveland has how many there, Carter? Like 9 guys in the room.
yeah, 9 guys. Everyone's just hanging around. Just
And he'll say,
just
"What about
listening to
this
Billy.
trade or this trade?" And then the general manager looks at one guy and he's like,
That's gonna be a no for me.
"Nope." And
Nope.
then it all goes back to the one guy's calling the shots is your Moneyball guy in the movie, right?
There you go.
Your
Yeah,
guy.
there you go.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
great
it was-
movie, Eric. Check
yeah,
it out.
fantastic
Anybody
movie.
else in the chat who hasn't seen Moneyball, you don't have to like it. Just, you know what? Watch it. And it is what it is. I thought it's spectacular.
Fair enough. Maybe
It's
one
really
of these
good.
days. Maybe one of these. What's up, buddy? I see you out there, man. Good to see you.
And it only proves, Carter, that you don't even have to know anything about baseball. Because if you play T-ball and you're 9 years old, you're my new head scout. Right? Right?
Yeah. Man, Billy Bean was truly one of the most ruthless GMs.
Oh my
I've
God!
ever
When he
seen.
walked out and he
He was-
fired Eric, he fires the scout. He goes down the hall. He goes, "You play ball, didn't you?" I
You're
was
the new head
9. I
scout.
played a little T-ball.
No
new head scout.
You're my new head scout.
What?
Like, oh,
Man.
crap!
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
the scene. There were so many. Oh, I could do this all day. But Carter, when he goes into the manager's room,
Yeah.
he says, "You can't play him tonight." He goes, "I can go all day. I can go 9 rounds with you on this." He's playing. He goes, "No, he
Wow.
plays for the Detroit Tigers
Yeah.
now."
He
He's like,
plays for Detroit now.
"You're killing
Yeah.
this team." And Menachino sent down, and this guy's gone, and this guy sent down.
You're all
And then,
going down.
And then what's his name's brother comes in, walking by. He goes, "Oh, who-
Giambi. Yeah.
Giambi, Jeremy Giambi." He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, Giambi, come here. You've been
You've
traded
been
to
sent to the
Philadelphia."
You've been sent to the Phillies, man. You're not.
You can't help but laugh and enjoy the movie, Eric.
No,
Wow.
Eric, you have to watch it at some point in your baseball life.
Maybe.
It is
Yeah,
one of
maybe.
the greatest baseball movies ever.
It is, but and you do see some serious scenes in Eric. I was trying to explain to Eric the scene the other night, Carter, and it really was telling. When they had lost like 15 in a row, and they were partying, and you saw the media was outside the locker room.
Oh yeah, when he was
He
like,
went in, grabbed
yeah.
the bat, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And Giambi's
That's what it
dancing
sounds
on the
like.
table, and they're partying. He takes the bat and he smashes the stereo system. He goes,
That's what losing
That's-
sounds like.
"What losing sounds like."
There you go, man. I love
And
that
it's
movie.
what it should sound like, Carter.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Now we've
Hey.
spoiled it on anybody who hasn't watched it.
Anybody
go,
who has
guys.
not watched it, we're very sorry. It's a great movie. Watch it. Even if you don't know the A story, just please watch it. It's got so many great people, so many great storylines of incredible guys who who showed baseball that things could change. But
And it shows how even the scouting staff, Eric, how the game is, you don't know who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. And the scouting staff, they're like, who's this guy? Oh, he's a shortstop from Seattle. And they were talking about who, Carter?
Oh, yeah. What was his name? Oh, man. I the name's on the tip of my tongue. Fabio.
He goes, what are we looking for? Like they were talking about, well, he doesn't look like a ball player. He's got a bad looking girlfriend. The guy's a bad girlfriend. What does that mean? He goes, he's got no confidence. The guy goes, Fabio? Yeah, he's a shortstop in Seattle. Like,
there you go.
It's crazy in their draft room, Eric.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was heartfelt. It
Great
was
movie.
at times it was ruthless and showing how Bean would that scene, Carter, when it was trade deadline.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome day. Oh,
working
man.
the phone,
meant so much to
lying
me.
to one manager to get the other to bail on a trade. Then he was calling San Francisco.
Yeah, he was called. That's what
done.
made it so meaningful for me. That's what made it so meaningful for me. That somehow Billy Bean finessed like the greatest GM ever. And yeah, it's just it was an incredible movie. And anybody who wants to enjoy baseball, just watch the movie because it's something else.
Okay, the most important thing about this movie, Alive Insurance hits it. Who played Farhan?
Well, Farhan wasn't around back then. Actually, would he have been around then?
No, he might have. Actually, he was.
Who played Farhan?
He was around, actually. If I'm not mistaken, during the Moneyball days, he was one of the people who was. Oh,
I didn't think he came on to the. He didn't come onto the scene a little bit later.
Oh, wait, no. Actually, no. Sorry, Eric. You are right about that.
I think he came around.
No,
a
yeah.
little bit later.
He read Moneyball. Farhan.
Yeah.
He read Moneyball, and then that's when he went to go pray to the god of Billy Bean. But yeah, it's just
Hey, I mean, he's not. Whatever. Does he even act like Billy Bean? He's his own guy.
He doesn't act like
has
Billy Bean.
nothing to do with Billy Bean, right?
No, he thinks he's Billy Bean. That's the thing that makes this team so bad. He thinks he's Billy Bean, and he's not Billy Bean.
Fair enough. All right. What else? So Giants now. Let's get back to a little bit of Giants.
Yeah, enough Jonah Hill for tonight, Carter.
There you go. Enough A's, enough Jonah Hill. Let's talk ball.
You got the Detroit Tigers coming up. What does it look? Hey, Glenn, could you look up the probables for starting pitchers?
What would you like to know, Eric?
Just to see who's going to
man extraordinaire for you, baby.
Well, let's see what's the pitching matchups for both the Giants and the Tigers
tomorrow. I can get it for you guys.
You got it. Like. Go for it, man. Go for it.
We have. Okay, so this is for tomorrow. It's going to be Robbie Ray pitching for us, and then. The other one is still undecided as of right now.
Undecided. Okay. Second game in the series.
If I can take a guess, it's probably going to be a bullpen game. Let me just get the other one out.
Logan Webb pitches on Saturday against undecided.
Against nobody.
Really?
Yeah. And then on Sunday, you've got Birdsong back.
Yeah.
But isn't this a weird thing, Carter and Eric? Detroit doesn't know who's pitching tomorrow. Doesn't know who's pitching on Saturday. But on Sunday, it's Keter Montero.
And what's his record?
His record is 2-5. And the ERA, Eric, Carter, 5.62.
Oh, my gosh. If we don't shell him, I'm going to...
Well, I said to Eric, I'm thinking sweep. I'm thinking bring out the broom. What are you thinking?
Well,
you know what? A guy called Ed calls it perfectly. I know where he's stepping in here. We all know how new pitchers play against. That's the issue. You hit the nail on the head, Ed. The Giants absolutely are atrocious against pitchers that they've never seen. Atrocious.
I remember.
And I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, we pitched against some new guy. I can't remember who it was for. Oh, against Los Angeles. River Ryan. That kid's when we went up against him, I was in such anger because it was like, dude, how are we not queuing on this guy? He's plopping a slider right in the middle of the zone, and just
we gave him the confidence because he's been pretty good.
Yeah, there you go
for his. But it's gonna be interesting to see how the Giants. So you want to get things done when you're at home. Now, what is Detroit's record again? Hold on.
55-60.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
55 and 60.
They've won 2 in a row over their last 10 or 4 and 6. So we'll see what happens.
Because they're playing the Mariners. They're playing the Mariners. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
man.
that's right.
Oh, the Mariners. The Mariners are a sinking ship, and we are merely witnesses as the passengers drown in the sea below. Oh my god.
Yeah, they were hot there for.
Yeah. They had a 10. Yeah, they had a 10-game lead on Houston. A 10-game lead, and they blew it, as they usually do. This is the Seattle Mariners experience. It's sort of similar to what we do. They just give your fans so much
they
hope.
came from behind to beat the Tigers 4-3. Son of a gun.
Really?
Yeah, because Tigers were up 3-1 when we did the scores, and now it's
there you go.
Yeah.
I will say this. I gotta say this about the Mariners just quickly. Mariners, please don't underachieve. Just please don't underachieve. The rest of baseball wants to see you succeed and beat the evil Astros. Just don't underachieve. I beg of you. Don't be a Giants team. Just please.
It's good. Again, the Giants have to take care of business against teams like this. They did it against.
By the way, can I jump in, Eric?
They did it against
you
Washington.
guys were talking about the Mariners a minute ago.
Yeah,
I love stats, right? So I was looking at the box score. Did you know? Very similar to our game in Washington today, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom of the 9th. It was down to the last out. It was 3-1 for Detroit.
Yeah, see? So they pulled it off in the bottom of the 9th.
Mitch Haniger doubled, scoring Ryan Bliss, Randy Arozarena, and Luke Raley.
Wow.
No kidding.
Wow.
Double to end that game on a walk-off. Mitch Haniger was a big friend of Signatures.
Oh, gee. I wonder who he played for before he played with the Mariners. Oh, yeah.
Wow. That is something. Hey, here's something. Here's a great stat. Alive Insurance. I forgot to look at that. They're 29 and 30 on the road. So they're almost 500 on the road. So Detroit aren't going to be slouches.
Eric, it's what have you done for me lately? I'm not going to argue with this team after we had a little stumble after the All-Star break, but guys, we're playing good ball.
Hold on. I do not agree with that. The reason why I say that, I'll tell you. The Giants are fighting it's a death struggle fighting against these bad teams, man. It's not easy. Have you noticed?
Eric, we just won 3 of 4 from Washington.
I
agree
look how they won those. Do you see what I'm talking about? Look how
some days I feel given up.
They had to blow up their pin for 3 days straight. That tells me, yes, they got the win. I'm not going to argue that. That's great that they went 5-2. But when you're having to literally scratch and claw to get these wins, they're not easy. It's not like they went in there and just took care of business. They had to go to the bullpen deep for the last 3 games against Washington.
No, I agree. I mean, what makes the best teams, in my opinion, when it comes to baseball is you have to have the ability to crush horrible teams.
Yes.
It can be nothing but a resounding victory. And when you play good teams, you have to have either a really good record against them or an average record against them. The ability to compete with
you want it? You want it now, guys?
Let's hear it. Oh, come on. No.
Hey,
look how they're playing, right? Look how they're playing. We got something here.
Listen.
Giants baseball is
I've got that one here too.
Oh, man.
And I love Lucy.
No, man, I feel like this is just Giants baseball. This is what
I don't want to call it recency bias. Somebody in the chat says, stop with the recency bias, Glenn. But Eric, if you go to Las Vegas and you put $1 million, which I know you have laying around.
Sure.
Your wife might be a little upset with you, I'm sure, laying it on the line. You put $1 million on the game tomorrow night, and the team's a heavy favorite, and they win 4-3, and you go, my God. You're like, they won? Taking the money. Eric, a win's a win, baby. I don't care.
No, 100%. I understand that.
Yeah, but you guys are talking about crushing teams. You know what?
You do. You have to crush teams. You have to be able to crush teams. Because what's going to happen in September? You're not playing bad teams in the whole month of September. We're
our division rivals 4 different times.
You're playing guys who are in the wild card or who are leading in the division. It's not going to be easy. And if you're having this type of struggle against bad teams, it doesn't bode well for what the team could do in the future.
Eric,
all I'm
you're
saying.
crapping on them now. What's it going to be like come September?
Oh, wait till you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen
geez, I'm gonna have to get this is gonna have to be fluorescent with flashing lights and
100%. Yeah, I'll
need to
get
make
a
a
strobe light. I'll have everything going back here.
Eric and I don't always agree, Carter.
That's
No,
fine.
I don't always agree with people.
But
on
we're still
sports either.
buddies.
That's fine.
There you go, man.
Look, again, it is baseball. I get it. Anything can happen. That's one thing I love about the game of baseball. Anything can happen, and I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. The only issue I have is how are the Giants performing? What are those wins looking like? Even though you got a win, which is great, which is fantastic.
But it can change.
Anything can change.
Absolutely.
You were crapping on Canha yesterday. Went 4 for 5 today.
One game, though. It's one game.
It is just one game.
It's one game. It's
Doesn't
baseball.
matter. You can't come on tonight and say, well, I'm going to crap on him when he went 4 for 5.
I didn't crap on him.
But I'm just saying,
all I'm saying is he had a great game, and that's good to see. But am I going to hang my hat on on Mark Canha for being a valuable piece in the Giant? No, I'm not. Now, could he do something? Sure.
Listen, you guys. Okay, what do you think Fosse has to say? Does he agree with me or does he agree with Dan?
Let's see.
Hey, Fosse, do I get a thumbs up from Fosse that a win's a win? So you know what, guys?
There's
I gotta
Fosse.
bring Fosse in because
What's up, Fosse?
Eric.
Fosse, hello.
What's going on, boys? How we doing?
Buddy.
Doing good. How you doing, Fosse?
How we doing?
Welcome
I'm
in.
Good, man. Good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, I
Hey,
needed you.
glad to have
I
you
need
on.
some backup support here.
Yeah, no, you know what? At the end of the day, this team just needs to win games.
Agree.
That's what it is.
I agree.
That's what it is. I mean, we could look at opponents. We could look at starting lineups, pitchers, all of that. At the end of the day, we need to score runs and score when players are in scoring position. I mean, we got to be at the bottom when it comes to that.
We agree on that, right, Eric?
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
All right.
We're friends again?
Yeah.
Yes, we're friends again.
I mean,
All right,
let's just get down to it, man. When it comes to this team, they shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, we were up 4-0 yesterday, and then
2 days ago, yeah.
And then we end up losing that one, and then today we almost soaked it. We almost just gave it away. Doval. I mean, look, I didn't want to come on here and talk crap about Doval, but this guy has got something going on. He's got some issues with command, and I mean, Weather had a problem with. I mean, you could just see it all over the field today. But Doval needs to be better, man. This guy was an all-star, one of the best closers in the league just last year.
Yeah.
And then today he comes out, or this year, he comes out and he looks like somebody who can't command the ball for nothing. I mean, it's ridiculous.
There's something going on.
I
Fosse, what do you think? Do you think maybe they should put him in some lower leverage situations and just maybe work on some things before they put him back into the closer role just to see if they can work?
I'm just a fan. I don't get paid the money to make those calls.
Fair enough.
But if it were up to me, I'd say this dude needs to at least get put into like a better situation, or at least put him in a situation where he can build confidence, because right now it doesn't look like he has it. I mean, you have a three-run lead and he comes in and almost just gave the game away. I mean, the only good thing about today was we had a runner in scoring position already for us to score. And then, we went on a little run there. We scored 4. But that was almost tough to watch. I almost turned it off.
Hey, guys, any of you three agree with me or anybody in the chat? We don't have to talk about a guy like Al Hrabosky kind of attitude or anything, but doesn't the guy look just like he doesn't even want to be out there? Just
his body language.
He does look a little like
I don't care.
I think I can put it this way. Some of the greatest all-time pitchers are really good fielders. And when I've ever watched Camilo Doval field a ball, I like watch him and I'm like, dude, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily indicative of his personality necessarily, but he definitely is one of those guys that seems kind of like
You're right.
bored.
You're right. And how many times have we seen this season? If you're a regular viewer like Eric and I know you guys are in the chat as well, how many times has he not covered first base?
Never.
Good point.
The guy,
It's
because
very true.
Wilmer, I've seen it. I love Wilmer. I'll watch him make a play. He's over towards second. He gets up. And then all of a sudden, Doval tries, and it's too late.
Ghosts.
He's done that
Just
quite often.
A lot.
Yeah. Just
So
crazy.
it's like his head's not in the. A lot of
these
people
are little
said it.
things I've said to Eric. I said earlier tonight, guys. I said that these are little things that you can't read in a box score.
It's
That's something you only can see by watching the game. Correct.
yeah, it's proof that there's more nuance to baseball than just statistics
Yes.
and how you look at things.
Yes.
We were all talking about Moneyball earlier, but they say that statistics are the biggest part of it, but there is nuance to baseball. There's nuance to baseball when it comes to personalities and how people are and just the mentality of players, in my opinion. Because when you look at how Camilo Doval is performing, I just don't see this like the guy that was here last year, the guy that led the NL in saves, in the league in saves, if I'm not mistaken. He was a lights out guy. But so
Ibrahim just talked about it.
yeah,
In the past years, when the bases are loaded, 2 outs in the 8th inning, you wanted him to come in for a 4-out save. His strikeout stuff was reliable. Would you trust him now? No, you
No.
wouldn't. And it's weird. I don't know what it is,
trust
guys. I don't know what it is. There's something different about him. I don't know, because I heard there was rumors about contract negotiations in the offseason about giving him some type of a big contract, and the Giants want to do it. I don't know what the veracity of that report is, but there's something about him, man, that just it's not the same. And and the thing is, it's loud and clear when you see his presence on the mound. It just seems something. There is something weird, and I don't know what it is.
I remember when I was watching him in like the start of the year, for example. I remember when he'd ever get off the mound, he was hyped. He was so into everything that was.
He was
going
into the
on.
game.
He was
now it's like.
It just looks lackadaisical. I don't know.
Yeah, very lackadaisical.
Adi made a good and tired. So maybe I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I'm still of the belief we should have traded him at the trade deadline. Even if his value was truly depreciated, we needed to try and get something back. Just something like, and let maybe Jordan take over business in the ninth, maybe. But then again, we've heard the entire community talk about this, how his innings are being pushed higher and higher and higher. And it's like, what do we do? Because the closer spot is basically like, and I think that is why the Giants were so afraid.
Here's another thing. Do you think maybe Doval was getting pissed off when Melvin was constantly bringing him in a non-save situation?
That's possible. I think that.
Think so?
I think people call him
now.
Yeah.
Do I agree with it? No, because if you're getting called to go out there and pitch, you got to go out there and you got to do your business. Whether it's a blowout or whether it's a 1-run lead, you got to go out there and you got to perform. But it just makes me wonder if there's something psychologically, something in his head that isn't quite optimal right now. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Spanish and Latino players in the clubhouse called Camilo Tranquilo Camilo, which is like when he does his best.
He's low key.
He's very like but basically what they were trying to say by that was he needs a certain situation to be able to perform the way he does. Oh man, that is so true. Oh my!
That's a good point. Yeah, that was a bad game. That was so bad. Yeah,
since Juan Soto took his heart. Ever since Juan Soto took his heart, I was like, Jesus, like what's going on?
But that tells me something. If that's the case, if he can't wash that away, then maybe he shouldn't be a closer. Because if you're a closer, you got to be able to go, okay, you flush that away, you come out the next day and you deal. And if that's holding on to him, man, he may not be just cut out to be a closer then.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, if he can't wash Juan Soto's smiling face from his mind,
that's a good point.
It's like, what do you do? Because Juan Soto is like,
way to go, Alive. That was a great.
Yeah, that is a really good point because it's.
They've given them opportunities for him to succeed too. I mean, he's been in positions where all he needs to do is just get 3 outs up and down with
Mhm.
3, 4-run, 5-run leads, and he's put them in or he's given up those leads. He's
Yes.
blown at least 2 of them,
4.
where he's had 3, 4. See,
Four
I
saves,
mean,
yeah.
there comes a point in time where you have to be like, this guy isn't cutting it anymore. I mean, this is the big show, right?
Yeah.
This is what you get paid to do, and you're expected to do it. If you're not doing it, you're not cutting it. And we've given you the
100% Fosse.
opportunity to do so.
Right on.
And
I
Fosse,
would
you know,
totally agree.
it's even more
I would totally
critical
agree.
because now you're in this stretch run now. This is where every win is going to matter. And if you can't rely on this guy to be able to get I mean, goodness gracious, the guy had a 3-run lead. It's like, come on, man.
That's not
Get
good.
it
And
done.
you walk 2
Get
people.
it done.
Yeah. The thing is,
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean,
Oh,
what I was
sorry.
just gonna say, I mean, it's clear that he's obviously struggling, and
Yeah.
at this pivotal time in the season, we can't rely on him.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
can't. I mean,
Correct. Not right now.
It's
Not
obvious.
right
And
now.
now the even more question is who do we lean on when we have these 4 3-run leads
You know
in
what?
these
There's a couple
must-win
of
games?
there's a
We
couple
have
of names out
this
there.
is probably the most important 5-stretch game of the season right now.
Yeah.
Correct.
And we have a 3-1 lead, and we can't jot out our best closer in our lineup right now. Who do we go to?
Good
Hey,
point.
shouldn't Farhan have made this decision and been looking at this before the trade deadline? A week
Yeah.
ago, he should have known.
I would totally
I
agree.
got to have my
Like,
ducks on the pond.
yeah, I was totally gonna say, like, there are a couple guys who I could say could start closing. I think Jordan is one of the specific options.
Yeah.
And then I think Ryan Walker is the other guy. But there is a kid down in AAA right now who's making a name for himself. Anyone here heard of Reggie Crawford?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is he
I've heard-
pitching again?
I'm not entirely sure, but I've heard really good things about the kid. And
Yeah.
hey, maybe
Hard
it's time to
throwing
bring him
lefty.
up to go.
But you know what? This is not the time to. I hate to
Yeah,
say
No,
this. This is
exactly.
not
I mean,
the
yeah.
time to bring him up, man.
I would
Oh, yeah,
either go
no.
with
Now that I say it, it sounds
Walker
stupid, sorry.
or
Walker,
Jordan,
I like
but-
Walker. I saw a senior. He talked about it. Walker would be a great point. He's been
mean-
playing. He's been throwing the ball really well.
Yeah, I watched him in the 8th inning, I
Hicks.
believe.
I worry about Hicks for the simple fact right now his velocity is up, but did they burn him out? This is the sheet that I had. They should
That's
have put him in the
news.
bullpen a month ago rather than waiting, too long. So maybe he might be spent. We don't know. We're gonna
We'll
soon
see.
find out
You
because I
can't
think they're
rely
gonna
on
be
him.
leaning
I
on
mean,
Hicks.
he's been a closer his whole career, and we put him through the ringer all of this whole first half of the season. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great pitcher. I just can't. I don't think he'd be
Yeah.
suitable in these must-win games too as
Yeah.
a closer.
You guys
if
have
we-
probably heard me mention to Eric on the show several times. I did it again earlier this evening. I don't know if you guys agree with this take, but he's no superstar. And giving him the light show this year and his
Yeah.
walk-in music like he's
It's not like
the
Mariano
greatest
Rivera.
reliever in baseball. Give me a
or
break.
even Duran. Yeah, I mean that guy.
Yeah, Johan Duran, that guy is really good.
His entrance.
I will say
off
this.
the-
I mean, they treated him like he was Steph Curry when they did that.
Yeah.
They gave
Good
him the
point.
keys to the city. He was a one-time All-Star. I mean, he was throwing gas. I'm not gonna lie. He was throwing hundreds, but at the same time, I mean, this guy was still like babyface to the entire league.
Yeah.
And then
Good
you
We
You
let
gotta
you
earn
he's-
that long
earn
term.
your stripes.
Yeah,
Do what
exactly.
you do it consistently over time. And he did it for 1 year, and we gave him the keys to the city, and now he's not performing. And you know
Good
what?
point.
I mean, I don't know who's who that's on, whether it's far on or whatever. Or
It
whoever
might have.
came-
You
But-
might be right. It might have been premature giving
Yeah.
that responsibility to Doval so damn
On
quick.
top of that, look at what it could have done to his confidence or whoever he is as a player. We still don't know who he is as a player. I mean, he did it for 1 year. Now he's kind of struggling. Who knows
Yep,
what he'll be
good
over
point.
the next few years after this. But now we're kind of just saying, that right now in a serious playoff run that we're trying to make, we can't rely on him.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we give Addy a
we're-
take?
yeah. Oh,
Personally, after the Yankees game, I would have slowly started giving Rodriguez reps of pitching in the ninth. They're making him pitch too many innings, so that's what they're doing.
yeah. Rodriguez is being pushed like 3 innings a game sometimes, and I don't really like that.
Crawford's been hurt. That tells me he's been hurt for like 2 or 3 months.
Oh,
So
that's not good.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I think last I remember Cody talking about it. This was about a month ago. Cody was talking about it, that he had an injury, maybe it was bicep or something, but I don't know what's going on. That's not good.
That's a pain in the behind for a guy like
that. Let's not talk about Armando Benitez. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That guy was horrible.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about
Stay on the
one
topic,
thing, guys. One thing that this whole topic among the 4 of us and everybody else, it's really gotten the chat involved tonight, guys.
Absolutely. And here, let's stay on the subject of these young guys. Who are you more excited about, or it could be equal? You like Fitzgerald or you like Ramos better right now?
Wow. Oh man. You mind if I go first? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. I think when I'm looking at Elliot Ramos, I see a guy who could be a top player. I really think I can see that. I don't want to say too much right now, because it's like whenever
what you see now.
What I see now, I will say when I watch Tyler Fitzgerald play, I like every second of it, because when I've watched him play, because I think it was like a few months ago when we brought him up versus the Nats, actually. The Nats, I think that was like his first game. He went 3 for 3. And, that was, again, it's a very small sample size, but he showed, I think, a little early on that he could be something. And as he started to get reps more and more and more and more, you see when you look at him, like, he could really be a great player. How much is he going to sustain the current play that he has? That's yet to be seen. He's only had less than 200 at bats. But I think if I was going to say a guy I'm really, really excited about amongst all these guys, I think Tyler Fitzgerald really screams to me that he could be a guy for us that we can trust. But let's see. Let's just see.
Real quick, before you answer, Fossey, let me answer this. Lethal. It's not hate. We're not hating on Doval. We're just recognizing that there's an issue and something needs to be done. That's all we're saying. There's no hate. I don't hate the guy. He's got some God-gifted talent. It's just something isn't working right now. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, we want him. I want him to pitch well.
Yeah, you want him to pitch well.
Everyone wants to pitch well. I think at the beginning of the season, I called him the best closer in the National League. And I thought he could really have the potential to be like a 60 save guy who could be our lockdown for the future. But sorry, Fossey, I'll let you go, man.
What you got, Fossey?
I'll address that too. I mean, as a fan, of course, we don't hate, but this is what they get paid for, right? They get paid the big money. They get paid to be on the big show on everybody's TV screen, because they could take this kind of criticism. This is all this is just looking at what you do for a living and saying, hey, this is what you wanted to do. Now we get to critique you, right? So get out of here with that. Anyways, back to the Ramos or Fitzgerald thing. Love Ramos. Dude's a dog. He'll be great for us. Giant forever, maybe, looking into the future. But what I'm most excited about is Fitzgerald. We've seen the ceiling, and the ceiling is high. This dude is like the hottest player in baseball right now. He's having the best month, that I've ever seen a Giant have ever. I don't put my age out there or anything. I wasn't watching Barry Bonds play like this, right? Because I was a little younger, but I've never seen anybody have a month like how he's having right now. A month and a half over this 17, 18 game stretch. Every time he comes up to bat, he looks the part. He looks confident, and I'm thinking to myself, yard every time, and most of the time, yard.
Look at that.
Over the last 8 games, he's had 14 home runs in the last 20 games or something.
He's got a bunch. I think he's got altogether.
I've never seen anything.
Are you disappointed he was underutilized for so long this year?
I can't say that I was, because I never knew. I didn't even know what he could be. I was thinking Luciano was the shortstop of the future, and then here this guy comes out of nowhere, shows us something new. It's like,
but don't you remember early in the year when the guy, remember Eric, when he played early this season, maybe, it's got to be 2-3 weeks into the season. He went a stretch during a week where he had 3 or 4 stolen bases. Boom, 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 and then we never saw him again. So this is nothing out of the ordinary for the San Francisco Giants to get a hot player and then you wonder where he's at.
I mean, they've been doing that, man, since far.
That frustrates, though.
He moves guys up and down AAA or whatever. But this dude, Fitzgerald, really feels like the truth. Like he could be somebody who's going to be like, I mean, I don't want to,
Don't jinx him.
all right, yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to go there. But this guy feels like he's a superstar. I'll leave it at that.
He's a superstar. Yeah. Are you telling me, if I'm not mistaken, I think Fosse was saying something. Was he saying he was the best player of the month? All right, there you go, Fosse, man. That was just for you, man. Fitzgerald. I like watching Fitzgerald.
Hype, now, that gets you a little ready.
It gets you going, doesn't it? I like it. Yeah, it gets you going. Now, does it mean he's going to be the next coming of Barry Bonds? No, I'm not saying that. It's great to watch. It's exciting. At least the Giants got someone that's exciting. Same thing with Carter on Ramos. I mean, the guy's an all-star.
He is. I forgot him.
Hey, right, now you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Well, I tell you what, full disclosure, I had to set you guys up. I'm just glad you guys both picked each of a different player because I had to find a good reason to play those clips, and you guys fell right into it, man. You guys are awesome. Love it. But both of those guys are fun.
I'm gonna shoot out of here real quick, but I do want to say one thing before I get out of here. I am a huge supporter of you two, Glenn and Eric.
Thanks, buddy.
Guys do, man, I'll be watching.
Thanks, Fosse,
before
man.
you go,
Carter, I'll be watching you too, bro.
Hey, before you go,
thanks, Fosse. I really appreciate it, man.
Before Fosse goes, they're not going to be ready for. I got a note, Eric. I don't know if you saw it in our message box today. It's going to be a while. They told me because of our logoing, but Fosse and Carter will get the first Giant Sports Talk Live shirts that are going to be coming our way.
Nice.
Gotta wear them proudly, though. Don't put them in a dark closet.
Whoa,
or
Come
give them
on,
out as a
man.
present to your cousin.
Use it as a
will
rag or
support it.
something.
I will
Oh,
support it.
gosh.
We're going to get you some swag for taking part in the show. And don't forget, visit Lefties. They got great merchandise available when you're in the Bay Area.
Yep.
And please do support our sponsors. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Cheers, boys.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
You
Thanks,
too.
buddy.
All right.
right.
There was Fosse and Carter, man. Those guys were great.
You know what, Eric?
Those guys are great.
We got a hell of a chat.
We do. Oh, you look at, hey, check out this comment. Love it from Ibrahim. Great joke. Says, bad news, guys. I put a Doval poster on my door and now it won't close. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Those guys
That's
were
pretty
great
good.
on. You know what? They could have a show of their own. Those guys are great coming on, visiting us, and from time to time, occasionally we'll open up the chat. People can come in.
Absolutely.
We're working on the phone line. Phone company was here last night, Eric, as you know, and we had some problems trying to. They can't figure out the wiring in this old building. So when they get my phone line set up and working properly, it's a digital. They told me. They said, "Did you ever hear of digital?" So I guess I'm old school. They have to put some new equipment in, so be ready for that. But the guys are always welcome to come in on the chat and do this, jump in on the screen. So we look forward to having people join us from time to time. A bit later on, we're running short on time, Eric. Give me about another 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to show you my pickups today. There weren't many.
Yeah, there we go. Pickup time.
You want to do it now?
We got to get a liner.
Yeah.
Look at this. Pickups of the day. Yeah.
Do you want to do it now? There aren't many to talk about. They're
Let's
a little
go, let's
low key for you, but all right. Pickup number 1.
Get back, Carter.
I don't know why I keep forgetting before the show. Y'all, you're very welcome. Before the show, I keep forgetting to dig out that New York Yankees, Wilmer Flores. Everybody's saying Yankees and Wilmer Flores. Yeah, 2 years ago, Wilmer opened the season with the Giants at Yankee Stadium, and I've got the nameplate that went on his locker. So that was kind of cool, right? I got to dig that out. But today, believe it or not, Wilmer's not my favorite player of all time.
Not. Oh, isn't it Schooler or who was that guy?
Michael Ralph Schooler.
Schooler.
Seattle Mariner closer. I got his nameplate from the Texas Rangers from his locker.
Hey, look at that.
That was on his locker in Texas where he finished his career. So I got that. Thank you very much. Everybody loves Eric. You and I are looking forward to the Christmas Eve show, New Year's Eve show. We love Christmas around here because we're going to do all kinds of giveaways, talk about what we hope is under the tree for the Giants. I picked up a Shohei Ohtani Christmas card. You're saying a Christmas card? Look at this baby. What's he bringing you, Eric?
Oh, that is freaking awesome, man.
He's bringing you your presents. He delivers.
That's pretty damn cool.
That's my Shohei Ohtani holding the presents card.
That is pretty damn cool.
We're going to deliver some presents as well on our show coming up. And then finally, Eric, this is a guy who had a half-decent career. Nobody talks about him anymore. This is a rookie card of a guy who was actually from Minnesota, who was a stud in Minnesota. You know what I'm talking about? There's his rookie card.
Oh, there it is. Kent Hrbek.
I got the Kent Hrbek rookie today.
Nice.
So there's a 3 modest. I got one hockey. Nobody will remember this. He was a Montreal Canadian, a Pittsburgh Penguin. Do you remember Denny Heron? Hockey's not your thing. All right, I picked that one up as well. It was a quiet day. 4 acquisitions, Eric.
Wow.
Anyway.
But they're still cool, man. People love watching that stuff.
Yeah, and if you missed it last night, one I haven't put away, just happened to have on the desk, Eric, is this was a cool one. After the show last night, I forgot to put it back on the shelf. I don't know why.
Billy Martin, that's a cool one.
It's like that year they come up with all the cards had like that kind of oil canvas look.
Yes.
Does it? See it?
Yeah, I like it.
And isn't that a classic look?
It is.
I think that's a great looking card. Anyway, I showed that one last night. Thought I'd show it again tonight before I put it away. We'll have more talk about in the collectibles world tomorrow. For all your collectibles, visit Lefties Sports in Burlingame, which is like a stone's throw from the ballpark. You just got to go out the highway, the interstate right there. Here. And what I can tell you, Eric, is not only are they a proud sponsor of our show. There they are, lefties.
There they are.
Sports cards. What I can tell you about lefties is they give you an opportunity to meet and greet with your favorite players, including Wilmer Flores, who was recently there, and he was signing. There's his picture. I don't know why it won't come up on the screen properly, but take my word for it. I got one. Wilmer is always moving around, right? Lefties welcomes Tyler Fitzgearld. See, there's all the detail. How about
Look at
I
that.
keep reading
Nice.
it. How about this? There's your time.
Look at that. Sunday, August 18th. Is that what it says?
Yep.
30. Nice.
So give Jim a call, 670-697-2274. Jim at leftysportscards.com. You can meet the up-and-comer. We were just talking about him. The guys are pretty hyped. Tyler Fitzgearld. And, you can get a picture taken with him, chat with him briefly. It's going to be a fun night over at Lefties. And later on in the month, I mentioned that Dusty Baker will be there Saturday, August 31st at 11 a.m. for you guys who like to get out of bed early.
There you go. All right, man.
Especially
the guy here.
Especially the kids, Eric.
Yeah, especially the kids.
Well, you got a kid. Maybe he's having a great summer, getting ready for going back to school. You want to treat him to something special. Tell me, a young San Francisco Giant fan isn't gonna his eyes aren't gonna be like saucers when, son, that's Tyler Fitzgearld. He'll be so excited. So
to be stoked. Absolutely.
get your tickets for that event. It's August the 18th, and apparently tickets are going fast.
Yep. Ani comes in and says Conforto and Yaz may leave, but who's to say they won't be replaced by other veterans? The way we picked up Canha at the trade deadline for no reason. If Farhan sticks around, it's highly likely.
Never know.
We'll see what happens.
Never know.
You
know what? You know who I'm glad to see is joined us, Eric.
Yeah, Hiroku, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. And I got. Oh, by the way, hey, I got the lists put up here. Hold on.
Oh, you talking about your fantasy football?
Yeah, how about that? Let's take a look at what we got.
Hey,
so far.
Hiroku, thanks for being part of the team over there in the chat, buddy. We appreciate you joining us. Building our own little army here at Giant Sports Talk Live. You guys are so faithful. You guys love to talk Giants baseball as much as we do. And Eric, you and I, we're not pulling any wool over anybody's. We love this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look forward during the day. I say, I can't wait for the show to talk.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's funny when I'm watching a game. I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna say this guy's gonna say that.
You know who's watching.
Yeah. Looking forward to hearing what they have to say. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a lot of fun, man. That's what baseball is about, though. Baseball is about having that conversation with everybody, no matter every walk of life. That's what. But baseball is the common denominator that brings everyone together because everybody wants the same thing. They want their team to win.
Right,
here we
before
go.
we close out the show, let's talk about this isn't our usual routine. Usually we like to talk about baseball and talk about the Giants, but occasionally we take a little segment.
Yes.
Talk about
just real quick.
We got this planned, right, Eric?
Yeah, exactly. We only got one more name needed. You got Glenn, got myself, got Will B, got Senior, got Adi, got Cryptic, Rob C, a guy called Ed. I don't know who Jack is, but he sent an email.
Yeah.
I don't know who Jack is. If you are in the chat, we need to know.
Or I'll email him.
Who you are, or email
him. Like, Jack,
Grand Admiral and Hiroku. So
can I make one small it's not an assessment of that list, Eric? GSTL, for those who are like, what? That's Giant Sports Talk Live. This is the first annual Fantasy Football League. We're still looking for somebody else to join up. All you got to do, give them the email first, Eric. What's the email address if they want to sign up for that last spot under Hiroku?
That's all you got to do. Send an email to giantsportstalklive@gmail.com. All we need is one more.
Right. And that is for the first league. We might only have one league. We don't want to get into having like three and it running. And
real quick. I think it might be filled. Ibrahim, are you good? Are you good to play? Because I can't remember if he said he wanted to play.
I think he said earlier in today's show.
Oh, okay. JT is Jack. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha, JT.
Okay.
You're in
Anyway,
there, man.
Abraham, if you are here, let us know. If not, I'll check the email or I'll send him an email.
Yeah, do
Later.
that. 'Cause
Eric,
thought
can
he
I
said he
make
was
an
interested.
assessment? The Giants Sports Talk Live Fantasy Football. You heard it here first. Eric, in his ultimate wisdom, I think that layout, I think that is how it is going to finish, first to worst.
Oh man, look at this already, man. Come on, man.
Who do I see up there in first place?
Oh my god. Yeah, I see who you see up in first place. I
Yeah.
see I see. Here we go. Already. We haven't even done nothing yet.
Starting the crap.
Oh my gosh. All right, here's what we're planning. We're gonna have a talk about this with a few of us who are gonna be we're gonna have a committee, I guess, running this league.
Well, we bartered some ideas around today, Eric, and we I gave you one, and you came back, and I said, no, let's do this, and we kind of agreed. I think we've agreed, and maybe we will run it by the commissioner. If we only have one league, who's the commissioner going to be? I thought we had two commissioners. Is it gonna be a joint effort.
Senior and Wilby can arm wrestle it.
All right.
We'll see what's going on. But I don't know if we're going to have enough for two teams. But
a guy called Ed says, Glenn's name, the Wilmer Flores is my hero. No, my team is going to be called the Asian Alliance of San Francisco.
There it is. Yep.
I've used that same name in every fantasy league for probably 12 years.
Oh, man.
Or the dirty underwear. We haven't figured it out yet.
But yeah, what we're looking at a $50 entry. What the plan is to do, and we'll talk about it. I was thinking of doing 300 for first, 100 for second. Basically, you recoup your entry fee.
Yeah.
$2 signatures for soldiers. That's
how much, Eric? You broke up. Tell the folks again how much start again. How much? What is the whole entry fee, and where does the extra money go to?
$50 for the entry fee for all 12.
Mm-hmm.
The first place will receive $300. Mm-hmm. Second place, $100. Third place, get $50, basically recouping the entrance fee.
Good idea.
And then the leftover, which is donated to signatures for soldiers.
Eric's mic keeps cutting out there. It's $50 for, or no, how much? Say it again. How much for signatures for soldiers? How much is
150.
There you go. We kept hearing 50, Eric. You were cutting out there. And both times we went through it. So I hope everybody likes that idea. We're going to make a donation to signatures for soldiers. We're going to put it in the kitty. We're going to keep a balance. I guess the bookkeeper, keep an eye on that. And we're going to make a donation to them down the road, maybe at Christmas time.
Well, Senior says need to have at least 50 go to the overall points. Okay, I see where he's going. Because in fantasy football, when you go head to head, it doesn't matter how many points you score throughout the entire season.
Eric, it's first, second, third. We have a Super Bowl. We're not playing just to play out for points like other, especially, I think, doesn't fantasy baseball a lot work like that, Eric?
Yeah, fantasy, because it's roto. It's rotisserie.
Right. We're playing for the champion. So it could be Eric. It could be Glenn in first, Eric at second, and then Will and Senior. And if Will beats Senior and Glenn beats Eric, then Will and Glenn meet to decide the champion.
Because I know what they're talking about, because sometimes the guy with the most points throughout the season isn't even a champion. They could be bounced. Just, they have a great season.
Eric,
it's up to you. I mean, we could all talk about it.
Eric, that's like saying, well, the Giants made the playoffs.
Well, there you go.
No, you play to win.
That. No third place and just do points of the record. You could do that too. How about that? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. We'll talk about it. We'll kick it around.
I don't think we should get into Eric giving away 4, 3, 4, 5 prizes. It's just we got to keep it simple.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's do that. First, second.
And then you got a guy called Ed who says, I like third place gets money back. So what we'll do is we'll talk to the commissioner. We'll come up with an answer to this.
Yes.
And whether you like it or not, I guess they don't have to play, but I think everybody's in.
I think everybody's in.
And I think, as usual, for me and Eric, from our standpoint, we're going to play to have fun.
Yes, it's going to have
something to talk about on the show at the end of each week. We'll do a little fantasy roundup, maybe on Sunday nights. It'll be fun. And I think Eric and I are looking forward to making that donation to Signatures for Soldiers because we jumped on board with them right from the get-go in our first show. We were talking about them. We had the president of Signatures for Soldiers on the show if you missed it. And I think that is something worthwhile. And I think if we have little things like this we put together, it's good to get back, Eric.
Yes, I think so too. I 100% agree with you.
Good.
All right.
We're getting close to wrapping it up, Eric. Want to review what we've got in store this weekend, and it all begins tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. It's hard to tell who, what the Tigers are going to do for the simple fact we don't know who the pitcher's going to be.
Nope.
So
we don't even know what kind of lineup we're going to see.
We don't even, and that's sad. That tells you something. We can't even tell you what the possible lineup will be because you don't know the handedness of the pitcher that is going for the Detroit Tigers because that changes the lineup pretty drastically. So, we'll see. It's not whatever. It is.
A couple of things I do like about this game, Eric, as we lead into Friday Night Baseball, and we'll talk about it, of course, after the game, a little later start on Giants Sports Talk Live. Got Robbie Ray going to the hill, 2-1, 4.40 ERA, but if he brings it, he'll bring it. And the good thing is 62 degrees, sunshine, clear skies in the Bay Area, first pitch. And the wind, Eric, 12 miles per hour out to dead center.
Okay.
That bodes well. The way we've been swinging the bat. Chapman, Fitzgearld, Ramos. When the wind is blowing out, I like it.
But the only problem is if it's damp weather out there because you know how
it always is. Always.
So the air is going to be thick. It's still going to be difficult even with the wind.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
Keep in mind, if you're up early tomorrow, you'll have a chance to watch Giant Sports Talk Live, the morning edition. We'll post tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock. And then if you are like us, so it's finally Friday tomorrow, Eric, so I'm not even going back to bed. I've got a few things to take care of. I'll be able to watch some baseball tomorrow morning. There is a morning start. Cleveland at Minnesota gets underway at 11:10 a.m. So this is one good thing about the Bay Area I've learned to like, Eric, is you can watch a game at 11 o'clock. There's a game at 3 o'clock. There's a game at 5 o'clock. I can just take a stroll down the block. I'm over at Oracle Park. I can watch a game. You can end up seeing 3 or 4 games in one day, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. So it
looking
should be
forward to tomorrow night.
And that Guardians and Twins game is going to be good because, they're battling for that El Central. So that should be a lot of fun to watch.
And it looks like I got a date Saturday night, not with my wife.
But Robbie Doval, you're going to meet him out there at the Oracle Park. That should be pretty cool.
He wants to take in the game with me. Eric, when are we getting together for a game? What am I saying?
We're going to have to.
It's got to be in the studio in case of a technical difficulty, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that one out. Yeah, definitely got to.
I'll be here some nights to start the game. Eric will be over at Oracle Park and vice versa. And what I'll do if it's I hope the guys understand this because I am at so many games as a season ticket guy. I think that, Eric, if there's something ever breaks, anything big, I'll be able to come live to you on the show.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Instead of running back to the studio, I can just go live from the ballpark and tell you what the heck happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We occasionally have a ninth inning miracle. And they've happened over the last couple of years. Remember the Yaz finished a couple of years? Was it last year in the summer? And Yaz hit the ninth inning blast. They were down.
Yeah, that was awesome.
There's always fun. You never know, guys, when you go to a ball game and you tune one in on the tube, you never know what you're going to see. And that's why I love this, Eric. Love you, buddy. Thanks for another great night. Thanks to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Senior says, Glenn, come over to SAC for a game.
I'd love to. Hey, Eric, how far is that from you?
It's only like 40 minutes, man.
How about, hey, not just me. Let's all do it. We should get together for one game, Eric.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm all for that. Let's do it.
Would you do that?
That's so easy.
We might have to get together at your house to do the post-game show, but or you're a one-man wrecking arm because that's a long drive, 2-hour drive back for me.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a way.
It'll be a lot of fun though. See, this is why I love our chat. They want to get together. They want to meet us. We want to meet them. Love when they come on the show. Thanks again, guys, for taking part. Carter was on the show. Fassi came on the show. You guys are always welcome. Anybody who wants to join the show each night, all you got to do is ask for the link or continue to post up in the chat because you guys have always been and are important to us. Right, Eric?
Sounds great, man. I love it. That's what makes this channel, special. Having about. I love it. We may not agree on certain things, and that's fine. That's good. That's okay. Doesn't mean we have to go, toe to toe or anything. It's just everyone has.
You know what? I go toe to toe with you.
Talking the game, man.
I'll go toe to toe with you any day, Eric. But at the end of the day, we're pals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't take it too seriously. It's all about having fun. I turn it up a notch just to have some fun. Hope the guys know that. And I don't have to take it behind the woodshed, do I?
Hey, haven't seen Bay Area Musicals in here yet. Good to see. They're a wild card. Only back. Most likely
Eric's
be
having
back.
problems. Eric, you're having problems with your mic over there. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on, man. It's pissing me off.
You got to go chase that internet guy down the street in the van again.
That and it's acting up. I don't know what's going on. It's pissing me off, man. Get the hell out of here. I don't trust Farhan to make the right moves. Ultimately, that's what he means, and I 100% agree.
Eric had some problems with the internet earlier in the week. He literally was driving down the street, chasing the little van. The Xfinity guy is driving down the street, right, Eric?
Yeah, I was trying.
Well, we got it back up, and he's got a little bit of a problem with the internet over there right now. We're going to sign off. Eric, tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 o'clock, we will be on the air. We will have Giants Sports Talk Live morning edition. You and I are back in the air. What are we going to do for a start time, especially with an evening game at Oracle Park? We're going to be on a little
probably
bit
around 9:15, 9:30, somewhere on there.
Eric, you're like one of those ventriloquist dummies.
I know,
Eric,
man.
Eric,
I know.
Eric, guys, you see that? Eric can talk.
You see
He's
that?
throwing his voice. The lips didn't move. Eric, I'll see you tomorrow morning, buddy.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Right,
and we'll
guys.
see tomorrow about 9:15, 9:30, depending how quick the game goes.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to Giant Sports Talk Live. Thank you for supporting our sponsors, Lefties Sports Cards and Signatures for Soldiers, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Finally, Friday. Can't wait for a weekend at home Giants baseball.
Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.